It's all based on a straight line. How simple can you get? I mean, the axioms are self-evident truths. I mean, you build it up from the... Well, you build it up from the point and the line. But, I mean, since both of those are not needed to be proved, because everybody should realise that that of which was no parts and 1D, length without breadth, is ridiculous.
That does not exist. Yeah, absolutely.
So the only thing that you can prove is the straight line, but that's a logical thing. You know, like what your conception of a straight line is so it should be fundamental. There would be no definition of it because, like, everybody knows what a straight line is. It's elemental. And
yeah,
the very
you look at a system. You look at a system, you see 12 things, 12 undeniable truths, and you put it up on. Let's get rid of these. No, let's start all over.
It's 5, not 12.
Right.
Nah, it's 12.
And they are axioms, Brenda. It's all just about a straight line. Now, the definitions of the things are descriptions of what you're talking about. You don't go against any of those, do you? Any of the perpendicular being two straight lines.
A definition is not a description.
A definition is a definition, right? Within mathematics. So it's so everybody can agree on it. Nobody disagrees on what perpendicular is. Right? To argue about that is a little bit silly because they're the laid down the laws, right? They're just the definitions. They come before the axioms and postulates.
A definition is not a law.
No, it's just a definition of something, so you can converse about that thing with a clear understanding of what it is you're talking about. It's the basic law of identity, right? It's the identifier for all things mathematical.
There's no law of identity. There's an axiom, not a law.
I think there is a law of identity. Yes, it's one of the basic fundamental laws.
No, it's an axiom. It's not a law. It's an axiom.
Well, let's say I call it a law. We both understand it to be the identity of something. It can't change, right? In reality, when you relate it to reality, the cup is the cup, right? It doesn't magically change into an eagle. It's a fucking cup. That's the law of identity as far as I see it, right? At least that's the way I see it. So when I look at a straight line, the fundamentals of geometry, then I see it as a straight line. Law of identity, it doesn't change from being a straight line. And I know that there are people that don't think that or can't think that, are not allowed to be able to think that. Because a straight line being a straight line is a self-evident truth. But some people can't have it.
That's not what a straight line is. A straight line is undefined.
A straight line, everybody should know what a straight line is, right? It's an element. It's elemental.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's not a circle, right?
A straight line
is not a squiggly.
Bev.
It's not a spiral. It's a straight line, Brenda.
Stop talking nonsense,
Bev,
please, Brenda.
a straight line is not defined in Euclid.
What?
Wow.
A straight line is definitely defined in Euclid, yes, Brenda.
It's his first
it's in
axiom.
The definitions. No,
it's not.
It's in the definitions.
It is not.
I'm going to read it for you. Because you're being stupid. It's in the definitions.
In the axioms.
In the definitions. Definition 4 states, a straight line is that which lies evenly between its extreme points. Now, that's a definition, Brenda.
Right. It's not an axiom.
No, it's not. Nobody said it
Right.
was.
Yes, you said it was. You
No.
said it was self-evident. You said it was self-evident.
It is.
No, it's not.
It can be a definition and self-evident at the same time, right?
No, but
it's
it's
a
not.
straight line, Brenda.
You're just wrong. Straight lines are not defined anywhere in any mathematics. They're not.
That's a straight line definition, Brenda.
Just listen to yourself. Listen to yourself. Seriously.
Stop interrupting me, asshole. We use non-Euclidean geometry in reality, Bev. We changed the fifth postulate, not the first four.
Stop talking nonsense.
Bev,
please.
a straight line is not defined in Euclid. Parallel lines will either meet or they will diverge.
I got your numbers, they're right here.
No, I like Triggle.
It's just as easy as 1, 2.
There are no lines in
Why?
reality.
You have to open your mind.
Science doesn't prove any.
Imagination is all you need.
So I can define anything to be
Don't
anything.
take advice from fools. 'Cause everything that they say
In a non-Euclidean
is in vain.
space, parallel lines will meet.
Never take
or
advice
diverge.
from fools. We all know
What is the god of non-Euclidean geometry?
Let me just say a sentence. You think you can take 3D Euclidean reality, just rename it, call it non-Euclidean reality, and you think you can make a straight line non-straight?
Yeah.
Are you kidding us? Are you serious?
No, that's exactly what people did. They took Euclid's geometry, they created a new geometry
Everything is relative to you.
by replacing the fifth axiom
Just have
with
to
a different
say
one.
it in generalities.
With a different one.
Just like those straight lines are curving.
By replacing the fifth
Drive
axiom.
down the road, don't you ever swerve.
This isn't Dialetheism.
I don't know.
The straight line in this reality is non-Euclidean.
All of this goes.
This isn't Dialetheism.
Never take advice from fools.
In non-Euclidean space, a geodesic doesn't curve, it's straight.
Never take advice from fools. 'Cause everything that they do is in vain.
There are non-Euclidean geometries, and in those geometries, right, straight lines and pi and things are a little bit different. In non-Euclidean space, a geodesic doesn't curve, it's straight. Yeah, non-Euclidean geometry only changes the fifth axiom, not the first four.
Only in your mind.
I know the game that you're playing.
This isn't Dialetheism.
And I know exactly what's on your mind.
Straight lines and
You
pi
got
and
your playbook, it's alright.
things are a little bit different.
Your model dictates what you will find.
In a non-Euclidean space, parallel lines will meet. Parallel lines will meet.
Where all of this goes.
Parallel lines will meet. Things are a little bit different.
Advice from fools.
Dialetheism.
Everything that they say
This isn't
is
Dialetheism.
in vain.
Things are a little bit different.
Never take advice from fools.
Yeah, we don't change
We
the
all
first
know
four
what they
postulates.
do is
We change the
in
fifth
vain.
one. Things are a little bit different. In non-Euclidean space, that's a geodesic, and it's the shortest distance.
In the imaginary geometry.
It depends on whether the curvature in the non-Euclidean space is positively or negatively curved, whether pi will be less or more than the flat than it is in the flat space.
So you can't really argue about a radius and a diameter, can you? In reality, because then you'd have to be fucking about with pi. And as you said, nobody does that. They'd be considered crazy, wouldn't they?
So
A crazy
pi-
religious nut that wanted to change pi just to win an argument about a straight fucking line.
No, it's
That
not
would be a
just to win an argument.
serious religion that's making
It's not
you
a
do
religion.
that.
It's not a religion. It's mathematics.
It's mathematics that making you bend straight lines, conceptually at least.
In non-Euclidean geometry, they're not bent. And I disagree with Bev. He says reality is Euclidean. Well, that's just a claim. He hasn't proven that. And in fact, Einstein showed that reality is in fact curved. It's non-Euclidean.
To deny a straight line? Brent.
Yeah, it's gone a bit far.
In non-Euclidean
It's gone a bit far,
non-Euclidean geometry, a geodesic is a straight line.
Straight lines are straight lines. We know what straight lines are, Brent.
No, that's wrong.
How? How can you do that?
Because it's about parallelism. It's not about triangles.
Imagine imaginary geometry, they called it, Brenda, because they were fucking making shit up. Like
Interesting, that. Interesting.
Go on then, explain it to us.
I can't make you understand. No, it's 300 years ago they did this. 300 years ago. I can't make you understand. In a non-Euclidean geometry, the ratio of the circumference to the diameter can be more or less than pi.
I don't know where you'd find this non-Euclidean.
In reality.
No, reality is Euclidean, obviously.
That's your claim. That's your claim. Can you prove it?
A circle, yeah. With pi. Yeah, absolutely.
That doesn't prove. How does that prove that reality is Euclidean? Yes. In Euclidean space, that would form a triangle. I mean, if you define a straight line as the shortest distance to 2 points, between 2 points, they're not. In non-Euclidean geometry, a geodesic is therefore a straight line. That's
Of
right.
course. That's
Science doesn't prove any. They're not bent.
It's not my problem if you don't want to learn. You just don't.
I can't make you understand.
Are you sure? More?
Yes, I'm quite sure.
More?
More or less.
Wow.
Depending
Are you sure
on the
more,
type.
Brenda?
It can be either one or the other.
Have you had a
depending on-
word with Bob and he's shorter than a straight line distance, I think. And we're going to relate everything now, every distance, in reality, to a radius. Because everybody knows that a radius is definitely a straight line.
They're not bent.
Everybody understands a radius. Even those people that can't fucking understand what a straight line is.
Bev, there are no lines, points, or circles in reality.
Well,
There
I've got a
are no
compass.
lines.
It's a mathematical tool for us to
There are no
conceptualize
lines.
it, Brenda. It's getting terrible.
Bev, there are no lines.
Are you
no
seriously
points,
the best
and
that
no
they've
circles.
got? Come on.
There are no lines, points, or circles in reality. They're not bent.
It's not my problem if you don't want to learn. You just don't know.
I can't make you understand.
No reason, no logic, no wisdom, no worries. You're just on your own.
I can't make you understand.
No reason, no logic, no answers to questions. You're just on your own.
No, I'm talking about the fifth axiom, not the 12th.
Read it to us. You have it in front of you to read it?
Yeah. If a line intersects two other lines such that the sum of the interior angles on one side of the intersecting lines is less than the sum of the two right angles, then the lines meet on that side and not on the other side.
So what does that make it?
Known as the parallel postulate. No, you're asking me questions and then you don't let me answer, so...
Oh, Brenda.
Can you leave? There's a question. Can you go away?
Well, fuck off.
Yeah, so Brenda, can you please just fuck off, please? Do we really have
Just
to
stop
listen
talking.
to this
Stop talking shit. Straight line's a straight line. That's it.
Who sent you in this evening, Brenda?
More of that paranoia.
No, we know who sent you in last night.
No, nobody sent me in last night, paranoid.
No, we have evidence to the contrary.
No, you don't. No, you're just paranoid.
Do? No.
This is called ideas of reference. It's common for paranoids, right? They think that the world is all about them. It's not.
Can you remember?
So, Brenda,
remember me
Brenda,
asking
you-
you? It's all right, Gadget. Can you remember me asking you last night, Brenda, whether it was a setup that you wanted me to get a video from Bob's?
What?
Can you remember me asking you last night whether it was a setup that you come over here to see whether you could set up a sting operation where Bob would end up copyright striking me for something, for going over a video on his? Remember I said that to you last night, Brenda?
Yeah. That's just your paranoia again. Right? Because you can't be given a copyright strike
for everything.
for-
It's just paranoia, which is absolutely ridiculous.
Well,
That
in
just-
your case, that's because you are severely paranoid. It's severe.
Would it surprise you if a certain individual actually did put a copyright strike in against my channel? Brenda?
I can't believe that Brenda would allow herself to be used like that.
I know.
I mean, it was so
Nobody's-
obvious, and now you're involved in the whole mess of the fraud. So,
This
what
is just
have
your
you gotten
paranoia.
yourself into?
This is
Brenda?
just your paranoia again. This is just your paranoia again.
You're pathetic.
It's a wonderful answer, Brenda.
Yeah, it's
wonderful.
true because it's true. And the other thing is, Bev, you can't get a copyright strike for doing a video review.
Are you sure about that, Brenda?
Yes.
Okay.
I could take
And you're
one of
wrong.
I could take one of your videos, and if I go through it and review it, make comments about it, right? You can't copyright strike me if I do that.
Oh, yes, he can.
No,
Oh,
you
yeah.
can't.
Anyone can copyright strike anyone.
Anyone
right? They
can. You
yeah.
can.
You
Copy,
can, but you won't be successful. It won't go through.
but you have to give over your personal details. This is the whole point.
No, it doesn't
To
matter.
fight it, you have to give over your personal information.
It doesn't matter. You can't
Yes,
copyright
it
strike.
does, Brenda. Yes, you can.
No,
And if you don't know
can't.
that, then I'm sorry. You have no clue what you're talking about. Now go away and come back when you do. Maybe go and have a chat with your handler first.
That's more of your paranoia talking.
Off you go. Ta-ta.
That's your
Nice
paranoia
to see you,
talking.
Brenda. Ta-ta.
We're going back to the straight line now then.
Yeah, straight lines are not really defined. A line is
Yes,
defined.
they are defined in the definitions. Number 4, particularly, book 1, Euclidean
In the
elements, which is, we are doing Euclid night, and definition 4 is the definition of a straight line, Brenda.
In
I
the
mean, you can try
definitions.
and deny it as much as you want, but you are just making yourselves look like a tit, especially on Euclid night. You come in to tell us there's no straight lines, or there's no definition of a straight line. Have you got your Euclid's element book open in front of you, Brenda?
I said it's not in the axioms.
But it's in the definitions, Brenda.
Yes,
They
it's
come
not in
before the axioms in
Yeah, but
Euclidean.
it's not in the axioms, though, is it? That was my point.
Well, there's nothing about pink elephants in the axioms either.
Right.
Yeah.
So I can define anything to be anything. Right?
Yeah. But you can't define a straight line to be something that it isn't if it's not a straight fucking line, Brenda. You wouldn't
Yes, you
have a
can.
very good geometric system, would you? Your geometric
Yes, I
system would fail. Well, what
Not
would you replace
necessarily.
a straight line with, Brenda?
A geodesic.
And what's that?
You don't know that.
Oh, you tell us, Brenda. You're replacing a straight line with it. What is it?
The shortest distance on a non-Euclidean surface.
So you're going to redefine Euclidean geometry, a straight line, as being a straight line on a non-Euclidean, right? You're going to add in. It sounds a little bit like Dialetheism, that, Brenda.
No, it doesn't
Really,
sound
it
anything
does sound
it.
like you're adding your particular brand of freakishness to
It's
a
not.
geometric system at the straight line. The basics elements. Fucking hell,
Yeah,
Brenda.
it's literally 300 years
You're a
old.
joke.
It's literally 300 years old, and it's not my system, right? It was invented 300 years ago.
300 years?
Yes.
What, Euclid?
No, non-Euclidean geometry.
Oh, so you're replacing a straight line with what?
No, we're not replacing it. We're not replacing anything.
Okay.
It's a different geometry.
Right, so, but it is still a straight line. When I look at a straight line, it's a straight fucking line, right? You do understand that? You're not changing a straight line, are you, Brenda?
That's just meaningless, what you just said.
Well, Brenda, you'd like... For fuck's sake.
Tautologies.
Brenda, do you know what a radius is, Brenda? Do you know what a radius is?
Reality, Brenda, 3D Euclidean reality, a straight line, and call it, well, let me just say a sentence. You think you can take 3D Euclidean reality, just rename it, call it non-Euclidean reality, and you think you can make a straight line non-straight?
Yeah.
Are you kidding us? Are you serious?
No, that's exactly what people did. They took Euclid's geometry, they created a new geometry by replacing the fifth axiom with a different one.
Right, you made a triangle parallel, and you expect us to believe it and say, oh yeah, that makes sense. No, it's complete nonsense, Brenda.
No, it isn't. It's fully consistent.
Brenda, why don't you go and find yourself a server that discusses non-Euclidean geometry and let us have some discussion in education, please.
But Bev doesn't know anything about either logic or geometry.
Fucking straight line, for fuck's sake. How confused can one person possibly be?
Non-Euclidean...
Like you, Brenda. You're the most confused person that I know. It's a straight fucking line.
Non-Euclidean geometry has straight lines too. They are geodesics.
And are they straight?
No such thing as non-reality. There's just reality. And in reality, a straight line is a straight line. Will never be a curved line or a bent line. It's always straight. And whatever you say, whatever you call it, will not change that. In reality, Brenda.
Yeah, Euclid isn't reality.
No, the space, the 3D space we live in, that's reality.
Yeah, and that space
and a straight line in that reality is straight, Brenda, and it will never, ever change.
The straight line in this reality is non-Euclidean.
What?
Yes.
A straight line in this reality is non-Euclidean.
Yes.
And what does that make it? Curved? Does that make it curved?
Yes.
So, Brenda, what's the ratio of the straight line radius to the circumference in this non-Euclidean reality that you have? Just checking.
The ratio of what?
Yeah, straight line. Do you not know what a straight line is?
Yeah.
I started the show off, a radius, right? That's the definition of a straight line. That's how we use a straight line. Yeah. It's definitely straight, isn't it? Like a radius. You know what a radius is? That's straight, isn't it, Brenda?
That's not in Euclid.
What, the radius?
A circle can be drawn from given a center and a radius.
Mm-hmm. At any distance from that center. Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that a straight line? Is that how we get a circle? And the ratio of that?
Circle. That's how you get a circle. That's not how you get a straight line.
That's Euclidean, though, isn't it?
Well, that's a circle, not a straight line.
Yeah, but you have to have the radius to form the circle, Brenda. You should know that.
Of course.
It's one of the basic fundamentals.
Yeah.
And the ratio of the straight line to the circumference is tau.
Pi.
Ooh. Tau. The radius. Come on, Brenda. With it.
Yes, the diameter is pi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's a straight line too, isn't it? A diameter.
Yeah.
Like a straight line. Like a Euclidean straight line. That's how you know what a straight line is. Radius, diameter, straight.
Yeah, non-Euclidean geometry only changes the fifth axiom, not the first four.
Only in your mind. That
No,
never changes.
No, it's 300 years ago they did this. 300 years ago.
No, they convinced you that they did it. But anybody with half a brain knows that a triangle, there's nothing parallel about it. Nothing. Ever.
I didn't say there was anything parallel about triangles.
Well, that's the 12th that you call the 5th.
No, I'm talking about the fifth axiom, not the 12th.
Read it to us. You have it in front of you to read it?
Yeah. If a line intersects two other lines such that the sum of the interior angles on one side of the intersecting lines is less than the sum of the two right angles, then the lines meet on that side and not on the other side.
So what does that make it?
Known as the parallel postulate.
Yeah, never mind what it's known as. That symbol, what you just described, those three lines, what do they make when they meet up at the end?
They make a triangle.
Thank you, Brenda. Case closed. End of story.
Triangle axiom.
Bull.
Except in non-Euclidean geometry,
triangle axiom then.
Triangle axiom. There's no such thing as non-Euclidean
geometry.
So with triangle axiom then.
You can prove triangles without the fifth postulate.
So the triangle axiom then.
So it's not an axiom.
So the triangle axiom, 12th axiom, not fifth.
So it's
12th.
not. It's the fifth. And
No,
if it was
it's the
about triangles, you can prove triangles from the first four postulates.
So the triangle axiom then.
So therefore, it can't be. If you're saying it's about triangles, it's not an axiom. If it can be proved.
So three straight lines, right? So three straight lines.
Just stick to the straight line. That's all we're on tonight. Just a straight line, Brenda.
I think you were right,
Basic
Bev.
as fuck.
I think you were right, Bev. I think you were right. When you started the show, you were right. Straight line triggers some people.
Yeah.
No,
it's interesting.
It doesn't.
It's really interesting. It's super interesting how straight line triggers people like this.
It triggers you.
It triggers both. But I find it interesting that it's 300 years, 1722, because 300 years by my math. I mean, I'm no mathematician by any stretch, but 1722. That's right, 300 years, 2022 today. So 1722 is when non-Euclidean geometry was invented. Yeah.
No,
you said 300 years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the exact.
Oh, you don't. But
they
you
invented
put
it.
out 300 years.
They invented it though.
Yeah.
That's good.
Was it us who said 300 years or you?
Was Brenda? Brenda said that. I never said
it was
that.
Brenda, right?
Yeah. I'd never say anything like invented, because that's like it wasn't already there. It wasn't fundamental like Euclidean geometry.
I wouldn't say anything like invented geometry either, but I believe that was the exact term of those people that happened to invent non-Euclidean
Imaginometry. Imaginary geometry, they called it, Brenda, because they were fucking making shit up. Like
Interesting.
You know what's very interesting is Brenda read it out, right? Read out the 12th, which they call the 5th. She said that it's a triangle, forms a triangle, but yet she calls it the parallel postulate.
Yes.
How can you do that, Brenda? How?
Because it's
about... Put me in your mind, like I'm afraid even to ask that, but how? How can you do that?
Because it's about parallelism. It's not about triangles.
Mm-hmm.
But you said yourself that what you read out with your own mouth coming out from your lips, you said that forms a triangle.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
In Euclidean space, that would form a triangle.
But in what space can you envision those lines becoming parallel? Like how? How does that happen in your brain?
If the line
there's no need
intersects...
to go on about the 12th axiom, right? The triangle axiom.
You mean the
that's
fifth?
far too advanced for Brenda. It gets triggered by the straight line. That's what we're on tonight, Brenda. Just the straight line. You should be able to join in a conversation. Yeah, what is the ratio of pi in non-Euclidean geometry? Because I'm talking about the circles that everybody knows, right? The ones that just have a radius, the one that everybody knows, they call it R. And then the circumference is the line that you make with a compass as you scribe around, Brenda. That's a circle that everybody knows.
Yeah,
now,
circles.
that everybody knows, and they should do from this week, that pi is the ratio of the diameter to that circumference. Now, that's a very fixed number, isn't it? It's an impossible number that never ends. Right? It can't change, can it? Because there can't be a different ratio between that straight line and the circumference, because it's that line scribed all the way round with that line, straight line, not changing at all, continuing to be the same straight. Now, you don't imagine somewhere where that distance can be shorter than the straight line distance for scribing your circle, do you? Or can you have it longer? Can you have it longer than that straight line distance in order to make your circumference? Because then you would have a different ratio, right? You wouldn't be within Euclidean.
In a non-Euclidean geometry, the ratio of the circumference to the diameter can be more or less than pi.
Okay, right. So in reality, like you said the other day, remember Pi Day, it doesn't change, does it? It's, what do you call it? Transcendental. I mean, I know you say Kant was wrong for calling it that, but I mean, everybody else seems to call it transcendental now as well. So are you going to go back on that now and say that pi might be able to change a bit in your non-Euclidean space that you're going to invent?
In a non-Euclidean geometry, the ratio of a circle's diameter to its circumference can be more or less than pi.
Are you sure? More?
Yes, I'm quite sure.
More
or less.
Wow.
Depending
Are you sure
on the
more,
type.
Brenda?
It can be either one or the other.
Have you had a word with Bob and he's shorter than a straight line distance, I think. But that's pretty inventive, Brenda. I don't think anybody ever's been that inventive before.
This is just standard math.
Some imagination you've got, Brenda.
This is undergraduate math.
Mm-hmm. Go on, to explain to us the how it can be both sides of the number that it is in reality. Just explain us the circumstances that bring that around.
It depends on whether...
It's the circumference over the diameter, right?
So if you ask me a question, you have to stop talking.
Mm-hmm.
So it depends on whether the curvature in the non-Euclidean space is positively or negatively curved, whether pi will be less or more than the flat than it is in the flat space.
So you can have it curving the other way. You can have a circle
that
curves the other way.
Non-Euclidean,
really?
Non-Euclidean geometry
An
can be
inverted
positively.
circle.
It can be positively or negatively curved.
Give us a drawing. Go on, draw it out for us. Let's see what it's like.
A negative curvature would be like a Pringle.
What?
Negative pi.
No. I know what a circle is. A circle goes that way. A negative would be the opposite way, wouldn't it? It'd be like a circle upside down, so like a different.
No.
No.
I'm talking about curvature.
Go on then. Explain then, please.
Yeah, a saddle-shaped non-Euclidean geometry has negative curvature.
Like the inside of a circle.
No, the saddle shape, the surface of the circle is
like
on.
the inside of a circle. Yeah.
This is too much for you.
Is it? I'm just wondering what positive curvature is the outside of the circle, and the opposite is the inside of a circle. Surely. No,
you're completely lost. You're completely lost.
Go on then. Explain it to us.
I can't make you understand.
Uh-huh. Well, I'm just talking relate it to the radius of the circle and explain this negative curvature. Yeah, go on.
I'm talking about the curvature the circle is in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a
and
circle.
That can be
we know
either
what a circle is.
and the space that the circle is in can have either positive or negative curvature.
Yeah, but the circle like has a radius, and the circle, like, you know, everybody knows what a circle is. You're not going to try and give us a different definition of a circle, are you?
No, because we only changed the fifth axiom, not the first four.
Mm-hmm.
A circle is described in what was it, the third?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, circle is described in the third. We changed the fifth postulate, not the first four. So all that is the same. All of that remains the same. It's just that in the fifth postulate, parallel lines will either meet or they will diverge.
Well, what about, like, because what we said at the beginning, we're talking about right line geometry. In reality, because that's where we all live, at least those of us that are in here, we definitely live in reality. And when we say about circles, Brenda, like, everybody, surely, hopefully everybody listening understands a circle in reality, right?
No, math isn't reality, Bev.
No, but they know what a circle is, because in reality, people know what a circle is, because it's the relationship of the radius in describing it round in a circle.
There are no circles in reality, Bev.
Oh. Well, I've got a compass. It's a mathematical tool for us to conceptualize it, Brenda. It's getting terrible.
Bev, there are no lines.
Are you seriously
points,
the best that they've got? Come on, Brenda.
Bev, there are no lines, points, or circles in reality. These are abstractions. They're math. They're not. Math isn't reality.
Yeah, this is a poor fucking argument, Brenda. Right,
Brenda, can I just ask you a question? What is the shortest point between 2 points?
You mean the shortest distance between 2 points?
Yes.
Yeah, a straight line.
Thank you.
Yeah. And in non-Euclidean space, that's a geodesic. And it's the shortest distance.
In the imaginary geometry, you mean?
All geometry is imaginary.
Stick to reality.
So in the imaginary geometry, the one invented 200 years ago, you mean?
All geometry is
Got
imaginary.
it. Thank you. The one invented 200 years ago.
And the one invented 2,000 years ago is also imaginary.
I understand that's what you're saying, but the one that your religion is based on is 200 years old.
It's not religion. It's just math.
No. It is. It's religion.
No, it's just math.
No, Brenda, you're bending straight lines. Math. You've got a serious religion.
Yeah.
No, it's just math.
No. It's religion.
Why? What is the god of non-Euclidean geometry?
What is it that makes you want to bend a straight line, Brenda?
No, several people will put a picture of it in the chat. I'm sure lots of people will put a picture.
What is the god?
In the chat.
What is the god of non-Euclidean geometry?
Folks will put a picture of it in the chat.
Yeah, surely you know that. Everybody knows that.
Lots of people will put it in the chat.
Great Jehovah!
In your chat.
Here they come. The big G.
There's no pictures in chat. I don't see any.
There will be.
Yeah, they know better, Brenda. They don't want to trigger you.
There's no pictures. There's no pictures in chat.
Yeah, all right. We're getting a little bit off track here, Brenda, but it is Euclid night, and we have gone back to basics because obviously you struggled with, most people struggle with the triangle axiom, and that's got three straight lines. So we thought tonight we best go back so people can definitely understand what a straight line is. And we're going to relate everything now, every distance in reality, to a radius. Because everybody knows that a radius is definitely a straight line. Everybody understands a radius. Even those people that can't fucking understand what a straight line is. They understand what a radius is. And a diameter. Because it's basic geometric concepts. You can't really argue about a radius and a diameter, can you? In reality, because then you'd have to be fucking about with pi And as you said, nobody does that. They'd be considered crazy, wouldn't they?
So
a crazy
pi,
religious nut that wanted to change pi just to win an argument about a straight fucking line.
No, it's
that
not
would
just
be a
to win
serious religion that's making
it's not
you
a
do
religion.
that.
It's not a religion. It's mathematics.
It's mathematics that making you bend straight lines, conceptually at least.
In non-Euclidean geometry, they're not bent. I mean, if you define a straight line as the shortest distance to 2 points, between 2 points, in non-Euclidean geometry, a geodesic is therefore a straight line.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know where you'd find this non-Euclidean.
In reality.
No, reality is Euclidean, obviously.
That's your claim. That's your claim. Can you prove it?
A circle, yeah. With pi. Yeah, absolutely.
That doesn't prove. How does that prove that reality is Euclidean?
Because you're using the ratio of the Yeah, nice. You okay?
Brenda, you do that again, I will mute you myself.
Right. So,
yeah,
you made a
radius
claim,
and the diameter. They're straight lines, Brenda.
Yeah, that's in Euclidean geometry. You have to prove that takes
oh,
place.
come on!
In
A
reality.
radius and a diameter are straight lines.
That's in the math. That's the math. You have to prove the math is in reality.
Serious postmodernism here, Brenda. You've been brushing up on your Dialetheism.
This isn't Dialetheism.
You've been polishing it, haven't you?
So this is
giving it a good rub.
Understanding the difference between the map and the territory.
Oh, stop it. It's a straight line, Brenda.
There are no lines in reality.
Why are you, Brenda, arguing about a radius being a straight line? What's up with you?
Show me a point in
reality. I hope everybody's
Deb.
listening to this. This is Brenda getting triggered about a straight line. I was only doing a Euclid night and talking about a radius of a circle. I've got a whole thing all set up, but Brenda can't fucking let us do it because it's so triggered about
I'm not triggered.
Fucking straight
Show me
line.
a point. Show me a point.
About a straight line. Bev, immediately Brenda came in. Immediately. That's how triggered. Oh, sorry, triggered.
No, I like triggered. So
there you go. Betty's telling you you're 100 years out, Brenda.
Yeah,
it's the 1820s. Come on, Brenda.
No.
Yeah. Third off. You were 100 years out. You've even been corrected by your puppet master.
That's a long time.
Show me a point in reality.
Oh, fucking hell.
I'm
sure I said that right at the beginning. You cannot prove a point. Why would anybody want you to prove a point? That of which has no parts, Brenda, are fucking nothing.
Yeah. So then Euclidean geometry isn't reality then, is it?
Wow.
Right? You can't show a line in reality. Because the line has no...
That's why we have the postulates. Let it be granted that. You know those ones that you call postulates? That's what I call postulates. And that's what they allow you to do to be able to conceptualize the geometry. But like we were talking about, Brenda, whenever you get into reality, we're just talking about the straight lines because that's what we're doing tonight. We're talking about reality and how we conceptualize a straight line in reality. It's the shortest distance between 2 points. We can check that. We can measure it.
Is a concept
we can
reality
prove the straight line through the geometric principles, Brenda.
Is a concept reality, Bev?
In reality, we can prove it. In reality, fucking hell.
Is a concept reality?
Brenda.
It's not.
Brenda, tonight is Euclidean night, right? Okay. Tomorrow night is free for all. So can you come back tomorrow night?
So I'm talking about Euclid.
And she has nothing in reality either.
No, it's Euclid night.
About reality, no lines in reality. She has no reality either. So what's the point of this?
Yeah, so Brenda, can you please just fuck off? please. It's
Oh,
Euclid night tonight.
This
Do
is
not
the
be-
only. This is the only attention you people ever get.
No, you're in here to disrupt the
Brenda,
show.
be careful. All right, you can't tell Brenda to leave, please. But Brenda, you got to be careful. This is not all
So-
the
yeah.
attention you get.
So,
It's
so
Euclid night tonight, okay?
I'm talking about Euclid.
Yeah, Bev. No, you are talking about it. We want to hear
Yeah,
from
I'm
Bev and the
talking
crew.
about. Bev doesn't
No.
know anything about math.
Well, Brenda, that's like
That's
the third
true.
warning. So we're trying
Brenda,
to...
tomorrow night it's free for all. You can come in here tomorrow night. You can say all
This
what
isn't
you
a
want.
free
It's
for all.
No,
So-
Friday night, free for all. This
I'm
is
contesting-
Euclid night. Euclid night. Okay?
Hey,
Yeah, I'm talking about Euclid.
No,
hey,
it's,
four-leaf clover guy, or three-leaf clover in your area. Three-leaf clovers, right?
yeah.
Are lucky in your area?
Who, me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Irish.
Yeah.
No, 3-leaf clovers.
I understand that Brenda might be killing your buzz a little bit, but she is welcome. You know.
I
to
know, of
speak.
course she is welcome, yeah. But it's Euclid night tonight, you know. It's not free for all.
She's
she
doing
sounds
pretty
like-
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
about a straight line, and obviously Brenda's showing the opposite side, right? We're showing everyone that Euclid starts off with a straight line, the concept of a straight line, and builds the entirety of the entire geometry around that. Since the circle is also based on the radius, a straight line. Brenda has got a different concept of a straight line. It's showing us really well tonight.
No,
It's not,
it's the
by the
same-
way, it's not just Brenda. This is a model affliction. Everyone. What Brenda is showing is what everyone with the model affliction must do in order for them to keep hold of their model. Right, Brenda?
Yeah, no, that's
This
not
is a
true.
defense mechanism, isn't it? No normal
No.
person would be defending a straight line like this and saying a straight line can't be a straight line. It must be something other than a straight line, whilst being also a straight line. Dialetheism,
students.
Brenda. You're
High school
showing
students
everybody.
know this,
Thank
Bev.
you very much.
Bev, high school students know this stuff. High school.
Exactly, Bev. I tuned in tonight to learn about Euclid because I learn every day. And I don't want to listen to Brenda tonight.
So I'm contesting.
This is Euclid night, Brenda.
I'm contesting.
Gotcha.
Bev.
So you're all right. Just let Brenda
I-
show everybody
what
what,
is-
what
what is
all
my
the Globers
disagreement?
have to do.
What is
Off
my
you go,
disagreement
Brenda.
with you, Bev? Where do I disagree with you, Bev?
You think a straight line curves, Brenda?
No.
Who cares?
You
In
just said that-
in non-Euclidean space, a geodesic doesn't curve. It's straight.
So what differs? What makes that line different in your non-reality space? Please, Brenda, tell us.
In a non-Euclidean space, parallel lines will meet or diverge.
No. Stick to the
That's
straight line
fantasy.
that doesn't bend in your space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
In-
straight line that doesn't bend. How does it create? I don't know, a circle or.
The circle axioms are still the same.
Hmm?
They're all the same. The first four are kept. It's just the fifth that's changed.
That's a curved line, right? Has an arc, has a radius.
What has a
No.
radius?
A circle?
Yeah, we don't change the first four postulates. We change the fifth one. And I disagree with Bev. He says reality is Euclidean. Well, that's just a claim. He hasn't proven that. And in fact, Einstein showed that reality is in fact curved. It's non-Euclidean. And that's why things fall. That's what gravity is. Gravity just is objects following the geodesic of non-Euclidean Einsteinian relativity, general relativity. That's what gravity is.
In what direction is that?
What direction? What are you talking about?
What vectors?
What are you talking about?
You don't understand that? You're the smartest lady in here, and
What
you don't
direction?
understand? Yeah, vector. Gravity.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking
He
about.
don't understand.
Oh, yeah.
You
don't know what a vector is?
I know what a
For real?
I know what a vector
with you
is.
there,
That
Ricky.
You don't understand.
Emma is far smarter than Brenda will ever be.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know Emma was here.
I'm Paige.
She's pretending,
Oh,
to be
especially,
the smartest one. She knows everything, but doesn't know what a vector or direction is.
I know what a vector is. I don't know what it has to do with what I was saying.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what a vector or direction has to do with gravity?
Yeah.
Maybe get him to ask the question again.
What direction, please? What direction the gravity goes in?
That doesn't make any sense.
What?
You don't have any clue what he's asking you?
Wow.
Let me
He's
try
smoking,
this,
baby.
Bloods. Let me rephrase it.
That wasn't
In your
bloods, it's
fantasy-
reds.
Oh, sorry.
Go
Red, sorry. My bad, bro. My bad.
Good.
Brenda is boggling my brain.
Yeah.
Let me rephrase the question. In your fantasy sphere, what vector does gravity have?
Gravity establishes down on Earth.
Okay. And the vector of down is?
It's towards the center of the Earth.
So everybody has a different vector of down then?
Yes.
Every direction then?
No.
No, not every direction.
And my down would be your up.
It could be if you're antipodal to me. Yeah, it could be.
So every direction
Yeah,
is what he just said. You just denied that.
It's not in every direction.
It's not in every direction. Which direction isn't it in then, Brenda?
Yeah, name one direction that gravity isn't.
Towards away from the center of the Earth. It wouldn't be in that direction.
But it's
That's
going
not
away.
what they
Once
say.
my down goes through the Earth and out the other side, it's going away from Earth.
No, your down doesn't go out the other side.
My down is the same way as Bev's up.
On the model.
Maybe. No.
On your fantasy model. Not maybe.
Yeah. And not
For
in
sure.
reality, Brenda.
Everybody's
Paige,
in
come on.
reality.
Don't slip into the imagining a model that's not fucking real.
In reality,
Brenda doesn't have any parallel horizontals, do you, Brenda?
In reality,
in your imagined model, there's no such thing as a horizontal.
Stop
You get
interrupting me,
struggle.
asshole. So in
know what a
reality,
straight line is, that's why.
Rumpus just keeps repeating the same question.
so I'm just trying to talk, and and Bev interrupts
It
people.
is Euclid night, Brenda.
Trigger.
Yeah, we're all interrupting
Trigger.
because you're boring as shit.
No, you're asking me questions, and then you don't let me answer. So,
Oh, Brenda.
Can you leave? There's a question. Can you go away?
well, fuck off.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Please, will you?
Yeah, no, you.
She has a reason to be here. She might have to be here. You can't. I mean, she's obviously not going to leave.
That would be.
Won't we?
That would
It's
be
all
your
right. You're just
paranoia.
extending
Right,
it, Brenda.
I'm sure it's my fault.
I'm loving it. I'm
Yeah, I
loving
like
it. This
it too.
is extending this, but I mean, we do have less people viewing now. I was hoping to get a going over to show exactly, Brenda, why your straight lines fuck you over. Because the postulate that you want to get rid of is proved by the fucking circles that you're saying do actually exist in reality with pi. That ratio that's obviously Euclidean, that happens in reality, that proves parallel lines.
Bev, you don't prove axioms.
Oh, fuck me. This is just pointless.
Axioms
you prove
are
proofs,
taken.
don't you?
Axioms are
you
you
prove
either
things
accept or
in
reject.
reality, Brenda. That's what you do. You prove things in reality. For real.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do, Brenda.
No, you only
yes,
prove
you
things
do. You
in
don't
math.
prove. You cannot prove things in your imagination, or you
Of
can't.
course
You
can.
might be able
That's
to.
the
There you go,
only
there you
place you can prove things
There you
is
go.
in
Thank you
math.
very much, Brenda. You fucking idiot.
The only place you can prove things is in theoretical, in your imagination.
Is in math. It's in mathematics.
Brenda,
It's
that's the most
only
foolish
place you
thing
can-
I've ever heard. To say you can't prove things in reality and then to turn around and say you only can prove things in math.
Yes.
That's foolish, ma'am.
How? How?
Brenda.
How?
It's idiotic.
What do you mean? How,
I told you.
How you want me to explain your foolishness? No, thank you.
Yes. Well,
no, we'll just let people decide what you said.
Well,
I like you here,
yeah,
Brenda.
that's
Keep
fine.
speaking. Keep saying things like that. It's awesome.
Rakia, it's fine with me. You can say it's foolish.
Yes, I know. You don't have to talk about me.
I don't have a problem. No, I'm just saying I have no beef with you.
Well, Brenda, what are you doing here, Brenda? Come on,
Brenda.
Let's have Gadget. Brenda, let's have at least some semblance of something. What exactly is your aim for being here, making a tit out of yourself, talking about a straight line?
To correct your lies.
About what? About a radius being a straight line and forming a circle with a ratio of pi.
About math.
Jeez.
He hasn't said anything about math. He said a straight line forming a radius, forming a circle, a radius. How did I say that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Use a straight line.
That was good. That was good. I love
now
that.
Just say it again. Just say it again, Ben. Brenda, why are you here tonight?
To correct your lies about mathematics.
It's a straight line, Brenda. What was the lie about the straight line being the radius forming a circle with the ratio pi 3.14? You know that. Come on, Brenda. Where's the lie?
Okay, so the lie is in you claiming that reality is mathematics.
No, that's not what he asked you. The ratio of pi, using a straight line to form a radius. Hello? Brenda, what's the lie in that statement?
The lie is in the fifth postulate, right?
I'm just talking about a straight line fucking circle, Brenda.
There are non-Euclidean geometries, and in those geometries, right, straight lines and pi and things are a little bit different.
Yeah, but in reality, we can use the circle and all of that to prove... What?
We use non-Euclidean geometry in reality, Bev.
Wow.
I got a good one.
This is really
we
bad,
use
Brenda.
non-Euclidean geometry in reality.
When you say we, you don't actually mean you, do you? You're just hoping there's someone else out there that's going to come to your aid because you haven't got a fucking clue what you're saying.
I know what I'm saying.
Go on then. Show us some non-Euclidean geometry or mathematics now, please, Brenda.
In GPS uses non-Euclidean, general relativity.
No, it doesn't. It uses straight lines to triangulate.
Calculate your position based on relativity.
No,
yes,
it does. It's based on straight line triangulation.
No, it isn't. No, it is not.
You're thinking about where it plots you down onto.
No.
Yes, the positioning above the surface is straight lines. Triangulation.
Where
it plots you down onto is what you're talking about.
GPS uses non-Euclidean geometry to calculate your position.
You're wrong.
Stop parroting this shit. You've got nothing, Brenda. You're making a lot of other people look really bad. Like, they're going, Brenda, shut the fuck up, will ya? Because somebody else is going to have to come and defend you, Brenda, at some point.
Are you going to do this every night, Brenda? Making a show of yourself? It's looking bad. Seriously. Are you going to make a show of yourself every night like this?
She got the Bev is lying, and I thought she'd leave after that, but she didn't. Maybe if Bev goes and grabs his kettle, but
the GPS system uses relativity. I was asked how non-Euclidean geometry, which is relativity, is used in real life. GPS uses relativity.
Yeah, but straight lines are still straight in reality, Brenda.
No,
but they still use pi, don't they? I bet, does GPS use pi with the ratio 3.14?
I don't know.
Do you think they do? Or do you think they change it? Might it be higher? Might it be lower than that, pi?
I don't know.
No. Would it still be transcendental if it was higher or lower? Or would that change?
Do you even know what a transcendental number is?
Spiritual,
Do you know
isn't
that
it?
they use circles to make that point of where you're at? 3 circles can coordinate where you're at. Surely they use pi to make the circle, right, Brenda?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't think you know. Yeah, I know you don't.
What
You
you're
just said
talking
they
about?
don't use pi to make a circle to use
In GPS.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know if they use circles or not.
you don't. You might want to
I don't
check
know.
into it. Yeah,
Whoa.
check into it. Then you would know.
Yeah.
How about triangles,
That's
Brenda?
more
You think
proof
they
that
use
you're just
triangles?
talking about shit.
How about triangles, Brenda? You think they use triangles?
It's all straight lines, isn't it, Brenda? It's all straight lines with
Absolutely.
radiuses making circles that help them make the triangles. You don't realise
In-
how fundamental a straight
Bev,
line is?
Bev, in
You haven't got
reality,
a clue, Brenda.
in
It's
reality-
amazing that they let you come in here and do this.
You don't know anything about reality. Brenda.
in
You live
reality,
fantasy.
relativity,
That's
relativity
that's fantasy.
is used.
Just replace relativity with fantasy.
No, it's not.
Just
It,
say non-reality.
relativity
Yeah,
is,
Definitely,
is
if
the
you-
real world.
It's what you believe in. No, it's not the real world. It's what's being taught to the real world, which gives people like you the right to say that
Yeah.
straight lines curve.
If it doesn't work, if it isn't real, then why does it work?
Because they're using straight lines, Brenda.
No, they're not.
Yes, everywhere.
No,
Using straight
no.
lines. Yes.
Relativity.
You can't deny that.
No.
If you're denying
Yes, I
that,
can.
you're lying to yourself.
They're not using straight lines. They're using
Everything uses
general-
straight lines as the basis.
No, it
Everything.
doesn't. No,
How
it
do you know
doesn't.
if something's curving if you don't have a straight line?
I don't know what you're talking about.
How do you get a
Straight
curve
line,
without a
talking about
straight line?
How do you get a curve without a straight line? Or know that it is a curve if you don't have the baseline of straight in the first place? How do you get pi? How do you get pi without a straight line?
We don't change the first 4 axioms, only the 5th.
Yeah, you want to go to there now, huh?
Wow.
Yeah.
You're all
Yeah,
over the
just
place,
right
Brenda.
there. You're just
Go
scattergunning.
back.
I'm not
You're asked a
scattergunning.
you're asked a very simple question, and you just go somewhere else. It's
I'm
amazing.
not going somewhere else. I'm not going somewhere else.
Then why do you deny straight lines when obviously you need a straight line to create these things?
No, you don't. In non-Euclidean,
Absolutely you do.
No, you don't. In non-Euclidean geometry, right? A geodesic is the shortest
You sound like
distance
fight to
between.
flat
That's a
Earth,
curved
Brenda.
line, Brenda.
Yeah.
That's a
Hey,
curved
Brenda,
line.
Brenda, your shift is over. It's 10:15. We're here. It's 10:15. Your shift is over. Who's going to come in now? The rumpus?
This is just your paranoia again.
Yeah, you're a broken record, Brenda. But anyway, you're free to believe whatever you want. So is the whole world. That's why they do. They've been brainwashed to believe that. But to deny a straight line, Brenda.
Yeah, it's gone a bit far.
In
Brenda.
non-Euclidean
It's gone a
geometry,
bit far there.
geometry, a geodesic is a straight line.
Straight lines are straight lines. We know what
No,
straight lines are, Brenda.
No, that's
Yeah.
wrong.
No, they called it a straight line, and you believed it.
No.
Yeah,
No, it's still a
supposed to
straight
define.
line. It's just a conceptual
No.
bend that Brenda does.
Yes, Brenda. You believe?
Nope. Nope.
Yep.
No, no. It's globe.
You don't understand.
Who's my God? Globe. Big G.
Just straight lines,
to say
Brenda.
that-
I mean, why? Why do you
The
have to
only place
change
you can
it?
prove shit is in your imagination. Hey,
You don't understand. Bye bye, Brenda.
I love drunk people on St. Patrick's Day. I really do. Go green.
Good night, Brenda. Shift over. Good night. 10:15. Who are we going to get in now?
I got a quick question. Is relativity still a theory, or has that shit been approved yet? Certified? Got the check? Or still a theory? Still a theory? Hang on, let me Google it. Hang on.
Oh, they'll tell you it's been proven. They'll tell you.
No. I just
Einstein's
Googled
cross.
it. No. I just Googled it. Definitely still a theory.
Yep.
Oh, they call it a theory. Yeah, but
Oh,
they'll
yeah,
tell
boy.
you.
No.
Look at all the
Definitely.
predictions.
No.
No. Definitely still a theory.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. In
Definitely
science,
still a theory.
Yeah, you should know that they can't prove
Still
anything, right?
A theory.
That's
Well, of
right.
course. That's
Science
right.
doesn't prove anything.
There you go. Thank you.
Yeah.
So all of what you've just been saying is bullshit.
Yeah.
No.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
But in math, you can
Thanks.
prove things. You can
Thanks.
prove things in
No.
math.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you can prove things in math.
Have a good evening. Thanks for playing.
Yeah, you can
You can only
things
prove things in math.
in
You
geometry.
can only prove
Yeah.
things in math.
Yeah,
It's an entire book of it, Brenda.
We heard you,
It's
Brenda.
called The Elements. Proof on
Let's
proof
all
on
be
proof on
clear,
proof on
so
proof.
Brenda doesn't have it to say it again. You can
Yeah.
you can't prove anything, but you can prove things in math.
Straight lines, Brenda.
Heard you, Brenda. Brilliant.
That's not what I said, Brack. Yeah, that's not what I said.
Okay, well, repeat it again for the 10th time. You can only prove things in math, right?
And you can't. You can demonstrate things in science. You can have theories in science. You can't have
Then
proof.
how was I saying? I said exactly what you just said.
No,
just
you said
added
it a
to
little bit different. You said it different.
Nah, not really. You say you can't prove things in reality. You can only prove things in math. Do you disagree with that's what you told us 10 times?
You can't prove things in science. You can.
What
prove
about
them.
in reality?
Reality, science is about what
I didn't
is
ask you
empirical.
what it is. I said, can you prove things in reality? Very simple question.
In reality. What does that mean?
Where you
in
live,
reality.
in 3D space right now, can you prove anything?
Yeah, that would be a scientific thing.
Can you prove anything in the space that you live in reality right now?
Yeah, you can't have proofs in science,
Wow.
only in math.
Wow,
It's like
that
a
is
bot.
so... You
I
gotta be
take that as a
trained.
no.
You
That's a
gotta
no.
be trained really
no.
long time to do what she just did.
Yeah.
It
That's
takes
right.
a lot
That
of
is a
skill.
no.
I'm impressed. I mean, there's
Yet-
not many people on this earth that can do what Brenda does. I
But do you
promise.
reckon that could be a bot, though, right? It's programming,
I'm
like
thinking
highly
maybe.
programmed
Yeah,
bots.
yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely
maybe,
programmed. That's why when you said you were going to get your kettle yesterday, put your
Yeah.
kettle on, she said you were running away because that's what everybody else who's been programmed.
That's what he was yelling. That's what he was doing.
No
He was
original
running away.
thought. He was going 20 feet,
we're-
Brenda. to
Wait
put
a minute,
kettle
and we're
on.
paranoid.
He couldn't
Wait a
handle
minute,
it.
hang on a second.
We're the paranoid.
We're the paranoid ones.
She's programmed till 10:30.
All right.
Half an
Okay.
hour, 21 minutes. Brenda has 9 minutes left, and then she'll fuck off.
We're the paranoid ones, but Bev going to put a kettle on means he's run away. Okay, all right, good.
I
Thank you,
fell
got it.
for it. I'm sorry. I fell for it, and we turned it into a personal thing. We can get back
I bet
to
it's 2022 here in France. I bet, Brenda, you're gone in 9 minutes.
Let's stop making bets.
Straight
Yeah.
lines. Let's go. Straight lines, Brenda.
Straight lines, Brenda.
Oh no,
Short
Brenda left.
distance, 3
Brenda's
points.
gone.
Yeah,
Okay,
there she goes.
brilliant.
Oh, she left.
Brilliant.
early.
Now we can get
Yeah.
back to what we was meaning to go through.
Euclid, yeah, Euclid night.
Gadget.
Right, so
Chill, bro.
a fucking straight line.
If you enjoyed the content, please support On the Level and future projects. Membership subscriptions available now, or come and get involved at Next Level Discord server. Thank you.